Let's examine why the United States continues to allow synthetic food dyes that other countries have restricted or require warnings about. And I have to tell you, the regulatory story here is deeply frustrating. The FDA approved most of these artificial colors decades ago based on safety standards that frankly wouldn't pass muster today. The approval process looked at acute toxicity, whether the dyes would immediately poison someone, but didn't adequately consider chronic low-dose exposure effects, particularly on developing brains. Now we have decades of accumulating evidence suggesting these dyes can affect behavior in susceptible children, but the regulatory framework isn't designed to respond quickly to that kind of incremental evidence. In the European Union, products containing certain artificial colors must carry a warning label stating that they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. That's a significant regulatory stance that has pushed many manufacturers to reformulate for the European market. But here in the US, the FDA maintains that these colors are safe for general use, requiring no special warnings. When you interview consumer advocates and public health experts, they point to this disparity and ask the obvious question: are American children somehow different from European children? Of course not. The difference is in regulatory philosophy and political will. FDA statements over the years have consistently emphasized that they need stronger proof of harm before restricting approved additives, placing the burden of proof on proving danger rather than proving safety. Meanwhile, state-level bills attempting to restrict artificial colors have been introduced in several legislatures, but most face heavy lobbying from food industry groups and stall in committee. Industry pledges to voluntarily remove dyes make great press releases, but often lack binding timelines or mechanisms for accountability. Policy analysis shows that without regulatory mandates, change is slow and inconsistent. Some companies reformulate while others continue business as usual, creating a competitive disadvantage for those trying to do the right thing. Timeline analysis of industry promises reveals a pattern of announcements followed by limited action. A company might pledge to remove artificial colors from children's products by a certain date, but then quietly walk back that commitment or apply it only to select product lines. The cynic in me looks at this regulatory patchwork and sees regulatory capture, an industry with significant lobbying power keeping rules favorable to their existing practices. The optimist points to growing consumer pressure and state-level action as potential catalysts for change. What's clear is that policy action could accelerate reformulation dramatically. If the FDA imposed warning labels similar to Europe's, or if Congress passed restrictions on dyes in foods marketed to children, the industry would adapt quickly. They've already proven they can formulate without these colors for other markets. This is a question of political will, not technical feasibility.